Hello, this is Pastor Marvin McKenzie from Bible Baptist Church in Puyallup, Washington. Welcome to this mentoring moment. I want to take just a minute and actually share a story. Just the other day, a friend of mine celebrated his 46th wedding anniversary. I've known him 37 of those 46 years. 7 of them, he was my neighbor. I knew him before he was saved, before he became a Christian. And I watched and knew him all of those years, as he and his wife began to grow in the Lord. As kids made professions of faith and were baptized. I was the one who baptized them all. And, all the struggles I saw where he would grow and his wife, they grew at different paces, speeds and paces. His wife was involved in ministries of the church, and he was in. And there were times when I held my breath, and there were times where I prayed very deeply for him because, wasn't sure that their marriage was going to make it. It was just kind of a tough thing. But the other day they celebrated their 46th wedding anniversary, and my friend on his wedding on that day wrote and said, "We're just two imperfect people determined not to give up on each other." And his wife responded and said, "Exactly, that's who we are." Marriage is a wonderful, wonderful thing, but it's not always an easy thing. And if a person makes it to their 46th wedding anniversary, it is not by accident. There were choices that were made, and there were some hard things that had to work through it. And so I just want to kind of share really just 4 tools that I think help with marriage. I've shared these over the years when I perform weddings, and in fact going to be doing that even this week. Going to be sharing this very message this week, and 4 things that are essential, I think, to making a marriage survive and making a marriage work and making a marriage all that it's supposed to be. And the first one is commitment. There just has to be a determination, a commitment that through the hard times and through the difficult times and through the struggles and through the troubles, we're gonna stick it out. We're gonna make it. There should be a confidence among both the husband and the wife that they don't have to worry that this thing's going to end up in a split. This is going to end up in a divorce, because both the husband and the wife have committed that they are going to make it through the difficulties, and they are going to make it through this life. And then the second one, real key to a successful marriage, is communication, learning how to speak and learning how to talk one with another, and spending the time to really communicate and getting not just, today is so popular, texting one another or something like that. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but there needs to be time, ample time, where you look each other in the face and you see eyeball to eyeball, and you talk about what each one is doing and thinking and planning, and just spend time on those things. A third one, let me see. There's commitment, and then there's communication. A third tool essential in marriage is the idea of cooperation, in working together. It's seeing this thing as a partnership. In fact, the truth is, once a man and a woman become married, they are not the same persons they were before. They have become one. God has made them one, and so they're no longer free to do as they used to do, and no longer free to think as they used to think. At this time now, there must be a cooperation in family, and a cooperation in faith, and a cooperation in how they're going to live day by day. And then the third one, of course, I think is the most important of all of them, is Christ. A lot of marriages survive without Jesus Christ as the center and as the head of the marriage. But no marriage is all that it ought to be unless Jesus Christ is first and foremost. And unless obedience to Him and submission to Him and surrender to Him is the key to the couple. So there is commitment, and there is communication, and there is cooperation, and then mostly there is Jesus Christ.